Okay, here we are in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We're working on a Samsung dryer. What we missed was the teardown to this point. Found the heating element was broken, so I've already got the clamshell, the housing there, opened up, the element out, and so now I'm just putting in the new element. This is just a standard Samsung dryer, and we are putting the terminals in. Gonna make sure that it's not grounded out, and then we're gonna put the top back on the housing here. And you just want to make sure that everything lines up well and that you're actually getting the screws in the holes that go through both the clamshell and the element, because if you miss, then that element can kind of fall down into the case of it, and then it'll ground out and then it'll break, and so you don't want that. So here I'm using a pick. I find the little holes in the top, at the bottom, and the element. I line that all up, and then so there's 4 extra holes all the way around. And so I think that's what that's for, actually, is to help line it up. So I'm just using a little pick. You could use anything, even a toothpick, probably. Or maybe like a number 1 screwdriver or a 0 screwdriver, something like that would probably work. So there's about 10 screws here. For a DIY, I think it's about 30 screws total. So it's not the worst. There's a lot of screws, but you just take your time if you're doing this for the first time. It's annoying, but you can get there. So I'm dropping screws and all that. Okay, so now we're going back in. Connect the wires. You got to make sure that the connections are good. So you want to touch all those wires and make sure they're good. If they're even a little bit loose, they'll burn out the wire. So if it's loose, you might be able to make it a little tighter, but you might just want to put a crimp on a new connection. So made a lot of lint there. Now we're just need to clean up a little bit more. So just get this out of the way. Get the vacuum. It's good to clean up in general. This dryer wasn't too bad, but it still needs to be cleaned. Back to business. Put the drum in next. Oh, I check the element again, just to make triple check. It's not grounding out. It's secure. Very good. Okay, good job. All right, now in we go. I'm not going to show you this, but the belt loops onto the pulleys. You just have to use your imagination. And there goes that cover. And then it's a baffle, I think is what it's called, maybe. And then we got 5 screws here that hold this thing on. Whatever it's called. And gotta get my top mounting bracket plate thing. So just setting up the wires. That's for the drum light. And then there's the control board wires there on the right, and that's the door switch. Can't figure out which way it goes. I'm playing for the camera, I think, a little bit. There is a little metal piece that sticks out there that kind of lines up the whole mounting bracket there with the baffle. Not on every machine, but on a lot of them there is. So you just got to make sure that you got that in the right spot, otherwise the front won't sit on correctly. We still got some lint following us. Okay, hook in the door switch. I'm even gonna set the tabs back up where they're supposed to be. That's called going the extra mile right there. Okay. Yeah, we're pretty much done here. We just gotta hook up the control, then we're gonna run it. And what I usually do is I'll run it on an air dry. We'll try to get some air through the system just to make sure that our air is good going to the outside. You know, I'm going to check that. And on this one actually did have a clogged vent, which accelerates the heating elements going out. So if you've got a problem with the vent, or if you've got a problem with the dryer not heating, you can give me a call, 479-380-3710, and we're Everything Appliance, Northwest Arkansas. If you live in this area, you know. Go Hogs. And we'll see you at the next one. I think this is pretty much done. The vent was fine. Well, it did need to be cleaned out on the outside, but the whole vent didn't need to be cleaned. I think that's it. Just plug it in, and we'll see you next time.